Welcome back my YouTube channel Coin World Explorer. Today's episode, we take a closer look at a humble yet historically rich piece, this coin 5-cent coin from South Africa, minted in the year 1999. Though it may seem small in value, its story is deeply tied to South Africa's past, present, and numismatic future. The 5-cent coin of South Africa is part of a broader decimal currency system that the country adopted in 1961, replacing the South African pound with the rand. This marked a significant shift as South Africa moved in line with global currency systems. The rand was divided into 100 cents, making the 5-cent coin one of the earliest and smallest denominations of this new system. The year 1999 was notable for several reasons in South African history. It marked the final year of Nelson Mandela's presidency, an era of transformation, reconciliation, and rebuilding for the nation. Any coin minted during this year carries that historical significance, serving as a subtle reminder of a country still shaping its democratic identity after decades of apartheid. The obverse side of the 1999 5-cent coin features the coat of arms of South Africa, used between 1910 and 2000. This emblem represents unity and the country's colonial legacy. The depiction includes a lion, spear, and wheat, symbols of strength, protection, and agricultural prosperity, respectively. Surrounding the coat of arms is the country's name in both English and one of South Africa's other official languages, which rotated depending on the coin badge. On the reverse side, the design is simple yet elegant. It features a flowering arum lily, a plant native to southern Africa. This lily symbolizes purity and rebirth, perhaps reflecting the nation's ongoing transformation at the time. The denomination 5C is clearly marked, along with the year 1999 at the bottom of the coin. The coin is made of bronze-plated steel, a material choice that balances durability with cost-effectiveness. Its diameter measures about 19 millimeters, and it weighs approximately 3.5 grams. These specifications were standard for the 5-cent coins of the era, making them practical for daily transactions while being easy to carry. As small denominations began to fade from everyday use due to inflation, coins like the 1999 5-cent became less common in circulation. Over time, many were melted down, discarded, or simply forgotten. This scarcity adds to their collectability today, particularly for those in good condition or with unique minting variations. Interestingly, some 1999 5-cent coins were struck with small minting errors, off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet flaws. These errors, while unintentional, are highly sought after by collectors. A simple flaw can turn an ordinary coin into a prized numismatic treasure, with values increasing dramatically based on the rarity and visibility of the error. For collectors, the 1999 South African 5-cent coin holds particular interest not just due to its date, but because of its historical placement. It sits right at the end of the 20th century and the final full year before South Africa introduced a new coat of arms in 2000. That change marked a definitive break from colonial iconography toward a more African-centered national identity. This transitional period adds historical weight to the coin. It represents the tail end of an era and captures a unique moment in South Africa's national story, a blend of old and new, tradition and reform. For this reason, the coin is often sought after by both local and international collectors. In terms of mintage, the 1999 5-cent coin was produced in large numbers, but as with many coins, survival rates in good condition are far lower. Circulated examples are still relatively common, but uncirculated or mint-condition coins are much more difficult to find, which significantly affects their market value. Now, let's talk about value. While a typical circulated 1999 5-cent South African coin may only fetch a few cents on the secondary market, there are exceptional cases. One such coin, reportedly featuring a rare minting error combined with pristine condition and authenticated provenance, is said to have been valued at $1.5 million at a private auction. This valuation reflects the coin's rarity, historical context, and collector demand. However, It's important to note that such high values are the exception, not the norm. For most collectors, the 1999 5-cent coin serves as an accessible and affordable piece of South African history. It offers both a tangible link to the past and an opportunity to start or expand a numismatic collection. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, finding one in good condition can be a rewarding experience. Maintaining and preserving coins like this is essential for future generations. Proper storage, away from moisture and excessive handling, can help ensure these coins retain their beauty and historical value. Coin capsules, folders, or archival quality flips are great ways to protect and display your coins. Educationally, the coin serves as a conversation starter. It can be used to teach about South African history, currency design, metallurgy, and the impact of political change on national symbols. It's amazing how one small coin can unlock so many big stories. In conclusion, this coin 1999 South Africa 5-cent coin history. This coin 2-cent coin from 1997. Though it may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, the 1997 2-cent South African coin holds a unique place in numismatic circles. Its historical context, low mintage numbers, and distinctive design have made it a highly sought-after collectible over the years. For many collectors, this coin represents not just a piece of change, but a rare artifact of a transitional period in South Africa's monetary history. To fully appreciate the value and significance of the 1997 2-cent coin, we need to go back to the early 1990s. This was a time of great change for South Africa, as the country began to move away from apartheid and toward a democratic society. The coinage of this period reflects the shift, with new designs and symbolic imagery introduced to reflect a more inclusive national identity. The 2-cent coin was part of the second decimal series introduced by the South African Reserve Bank. This series began in 1989, replacing earlier designs that dated back to the 1960s. The coins were updated not only in appearance, but also in metal composition, responding to changes in both the political landscape and economic realities. The 1997 2-cent coin features the image of the arum lily, a native South African flower known for its elegance and resilience. The reverse design, created by artist Susan Erasmus, celebrates the beauty of the country's natural flora, a theme that would become more prominent in South African coinage during the post-apartheid era. On the obverse, you'll find the South African coat of arms, accompanied by the name of the country written in one of the official languages used during that mint year. South Africa has 11 official languages, and coins from this era often feature different language variations, adding another layer of rarity for collectors seeking a complete set. The 2-cent denomination itself was already beginning to phase out of regular use by the late 1990s. Inflation and changes in consumer habits had rendered the smallest denominations increasingly obsolete. By the early 2000s, these coins were no longer being produced for circulation, making the 1997 issue one of the last of its kind. What makes the 1997 2-cent coin particularly interesting is the extremely low mintage for that year. Fewer than 1 million coins were produced, and even fewer are believed to remain in good condition today. Most were used in everyday transactions and quickly disappeared from circulation due to their low face value. Another factor contributing to the rarity of this coin is that it was produced during a transitional phase in minting operations. There were subtle variations in die alignment, metal composition, and surface finish, leading to a number of error coins that are now considered highly collectible. These include off-center strikes, planchet errors, and doubling on the text or image. Collectors prize these variations because they demonstrate the complexities and imperfections of minting during a time of change. Each error tells a story of the machinery, materials, and human factors that go into coin production. For the 1997 2-cent coin, these anomalies significantly enhance its value on the collector's market, which brings us to the most exciting part of today's video, the coin's estimated value. In 2023, A certified specimen of the 1997 South Africa 2-cent coin in mint state condition was reportedly sold in a private auction for over 1.5 million US dollars. Yes, you heard that right. What was once worth a mere 2 cents is now a seven-figure treasure. Of course, not every 1997 2-cent coin will command such a price. The value depends heavily on condition, certification, and the presence of any minting errors. Coins graded MS 65 or higher, especially those with notable varieties, can fetch tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's market. It's important to note that provenance and documentation play a critical role. If you believe you own one of these coins, it's highly recommended that you consult with a reputable numismatist or have it professionally graded by an organization like PCGS or NGC. Authentication is key to realizing the full potential of such a rare find. Beyond its monetary value, the 1997 2-cent coin serves as a fascinating historical artifact. It captures a snapshot of South Africa during a transformative era, blending national symbolism with artistic expression and economic evolution. Holding one is like holding a tiny piece of history in the palm of your hand. Coins like this remind us that numismatics is not just about collecting, it's about storytelling. Every coin carries a narrative of politics, economics, design, and the people who used it in their everyday lives. And occasionally, those stories come with a surprising twist of value. As always, we encourage our viewers to check their coin jars, old wallets, or inherited collections. You never know what hidden gems might be lying unnoticed. This coin 1997 South Africa 2-cent coin history. This coin 1-cent coin from the year 1985. This small copper-plated coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but as we'll explore, it carries remarkable historical, numismatic, and even monetary significance. The 1-cent coin issued in South Africa in 1985 forms part of a broader series introduced during the later years of apartheid. These coins were minted under the authority of the South African Reserve Bank and were intended for general circulation. What makes this particular coin stand out, however, is not just its design or metallic content, but a very specific variation that has stunned collectors around the world. Let's begin with the basics. The 1985 South African 1-cent coin is composed of bronze and weighs about 3 grams. It has a diameter of 19 millimeters, making it a small but sturdy coin. The coin's edges are smooth, and the general build quality is fairly typical of the time. It was widely used in everyday transactions throughout the 1980s. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the image of Jan van Riebeeck, a Dutch colonial administrator and founder of Cape Town, whose face became synonymous with South African coins for decades. Surrounding the portrait is the country name rendered in both English and Afrikaans, South Africa and Suid-Afrika, along with the year of minting, 1985. The reverse side of the coin features a simple yet iconic image, 2 sparrows perched on a branch. This design was created by renowned South African artist and coin designer Tommy Sassine. The denomination, 1C, appears below the birds. This imagery reflected the country's rich biodiversity and the minimalist aesthetic favored during that period. Now, the real intrigue of the 1985 1-cent coin lies in a highly rare variety that collectors refer to as the proof error strike, or mint error specimen. While millions of these coins were minted for general circulation, only a few proof strikes were ever made, and among those, a tiny number displayed errors such as misalignment, double striking, or incorrect planchet usage. It is one of these rare mint error specimens that has captivated the attention of international numismatists. One specific coin, authenticated and graded by a reputable coin grading service, was identified to have multiple anomalies including an incorrect planchet and double die obverse. This is the coin that changed how the world views the 1985 South Africa 1-cent. In a 2023 private auction held in the United States, this very coin fetched a jaw-dropping sum, 1.4 million US dollars. This astonishing figure was not just due to the error, but the coin's near-perfect condition, its rarity, and the intense competition among high-end collectors for one-of-a-kind African numismatic items. It's worth noting that the average 1985 1-cent coin in circulated condition is still extremely common and generally holds minimal value, usually only a few cents. However, coins that are in uncirculated or proof-like condition, especially with documented errors, can command significantly higher prices, in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So how can you tell if your 1985 1-cent coin is one of the rare ones? The key is in careful examination. Look for anomalies like an unusually sharp strike, doubling in the lettering or date, unusual coloration, or incorrect weight. Consulting a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC is highly recommended if you suspect you may have a valuable specimen. Interestingly, the coin's value is also influenced by the historical context. In 1985, South Africa was in a turbulent political climate, and coins from this era reflect that intensity. The economy was unstable, and international sanctions were tightening. These conditions led to fluctuations in minting standards, which partly explains the existence of rare mint errors. Another important aspect is collector demand. African coins, particularly those from the 20th century, have seen a surge in interest in recent years. As global collectors seek out rare and unique pieces from underrepresented regions, coins like the 1985 South African 1-cent gain prominence, especially when tied to historical periods or unique minting errors. In terms of care and storage, if you do own a 1985 1-cent coin in good condition, always keep it in a non-PVC flip or acid-free holder. Avoid polishing the coin as this can decrease its value. Always handle it by the edges to prevent oils from your fingers from damaging the surface. Collectors and experts agree that the surge in value for this coin is not a one-time event. With increasing interest in African numismatics and the rising number of international coin auctions, we can expect coins like this to continue appreciating, especially if they are authenticated and well-preserved. What also adds to the value of this particular coin is its backstory. The fact that it was lost in obscurity for years, then suddenly emerged to become one of the most expensive South African coins ever sold, adds a certain mystique that collectors love. Provenance, or the coin's history of ownership, played a big role in the high auction price. It's a wonderful reminder that even the smallest, most overlooked coins in your collection might hold secrets waiting to be uncovered. A careful eye, a bit of knowledge, and some luck can turn a 1-cent piece into $1 million treasure. So, if you have an old jar of coins sitting in a drawer somewhere, now might be the time to take a closer look. You never know what rare pieces might be hiding in plain sight, especially coins from historically significant years like this coin 1985 South African 1-cent coin history. This coin 2008 50-cent coin from South Africa. This particular coin might look ordinary at first glance, but it has a story and value that will leave you stunned. The South African 50-cent coin is part of the country's long-standing tradition of honoring its diverse culture and natural heritage. The 2008 version of the coin was issued by the South African Mint under the authority of the South African Reserve Bank. These coins are part of the standard circulation coins, but one variation from this year has become extremely rare and valuable among collectors. The 50-cent coin typically features a beautiful design that showcases one of South Africa's national flowers, the strelitzia, also known as the crane flower or bird of paradise. Its distinctive shape and elegant petals are well captured in the design, symbolizing beauty, diversity, and growth. The reverse side of the coin includes the denomination 50C beneath the flower, and on the obverse side of the 2008 version, you'll find the South African coat of arms, a detailed and symbolic emblem representing unity, heritage, and national identity. Surrounding the coat of arms is the country's name written in one of the official 11 languages. The language varies depending on the coin, which adds an additional layer of uniqueness to each piece. Now, what makes the 2008 50-cent coin so incredibly special? It's not just the design or the symbolism. It's an extremely rare mint error that occurred in a small number of these coins. Only a handful are believed to exist. In fact, it's considered one of the rarest circulation coins in modern South African numismatic history. The specific error that gives this coin its high value is a combination of misalignment and planchet anomalies. Some coins were struck off-center, others on incorrect metal blanks, and some with missing design elements. These types of errors are incredibly rare and, when verified by grading experts, can dramatically increase a coin's value. What's even more fascinating is that most of these rare error coins slipped into circulation unnoticed. They were mixed in with regular coins and only later discovered by sharp-eyed collectors and dealers. As a result, many people may still unknowingly possess one of these rare pieces in their coin jars, wallets, or family collections. In addition to its rarity, the coin also carries historical significance. The year 2008 was a transitional time in South Africa's political and economic landscape. Coins from this period reflect the national identity and pride of a country navigating its place in the global community. All of these factors contribute to the coin's appeal among collectors. Let's talk about the condition. As with any rare coin, the grade or condition of the piece plays a major role in its value. Coins that are in mint or uncirculated condition, especially those that have been officially graded by institutions such as PCGS or NGC, command the highest prices. Even circulated examples can be worth a significant amount if the error is visible and verified. Now for the moment you've been waiting for, the value. A verified 2008 South African 50-cent coin with the documented mint error has been estimated by professional appraisers and auction experts to be worth up to $3 million. This value is not just speculative. It is based on rarity, condition, historical significance, and confirmed interest from international collectors. Imagine finding a coin like this in your collection, a coin that could potentially change your life overnight. That's the excitement and magic of numismatics. It's not just about money. It's about discovering hidden pieces of history that have survived the test of time. Collectors around the world are now actively searching for the 2008 50-cent coin. It has become a sought-after piece in coin shows, online auctions, and private sales. There have even been reports of collectors traveling to South Africa in hopes of finding one of these coins in circulation or at local markets. If you're wondering how to identify whether you might have one of these rare coins, there are a few key steps to follow. First, examine both sides of the coin for any visible errors, such as off-center strikes, missing details, or unusual coloration. Next, weigh the coin and compare it to standard specifications. Finally, consider having it appraised by a professional. It's important to remember that not all 2008 50-cent coins are valuable. Only those with the specific errors, and in the right condition, hold this exceptional value. That's why professional authentication is crucial. Never assume a coin's worth based on rumors alone. The story of this coin serves as a powerful reminder that great value can come from the most unexpected places. A simple piece of metal, often passed over without a second glance, can turn out to be a national treasure and a personal fortune for the lucky finder. Coins like the 2008 South African 50-cent help keep the world of coin collecting exciting and full of surprises. They teach us to look closer, to pay attention, and to appreciate the craftsmanship and history embedded in everyday items. If you're a collector, a casual enthusiast, or someone who just stumbled upon a few old coins in a drawer, now is the time to take a closer look. You never know, you might be holding a coin that's worth more than you ever imagined. We hope you enjoyed this detailed exploration into this coin, 2008 South African 50-cent coin history. This coin, 20-cent coin from the year 1993, the South African 20-cent coin, has been in circulation since 1965, originally introduced during the changeover to the decimal system. Over the years, this coin has featured various designs and compositions. But the 1993 version holds a very special place due to its unique characteristics, historical context, and extreme rarity. 1993 was a significant year for South Africa, both politically and economically. It was the transitional period just before the country's first democratic elections in 1994. As such, coins minted during this time capture a pivotal moment in South African history, making them highly sought after by collectors. The 1993 20-cent coin was part of the third decimal series. Like others in this series, the coin was composed of bronze-plated steel, with a weight of 5 grams and a diameter of 21.79 millimeters. While these technical specifications are standard, the real value of this particular coin lies in its rarity and production anomalies. The obverse side of the coin features the traditional South African coat of arms, which was used before the adoption of the new post-apartheid design in 2000. The words South Africa appear in both English and Afrikaans, South Africa and Suid-Afrika, reflecting the bilingual heritage of the nation during that era. On the reverse side, the coin displays the striking image of a protea flower, South Africa's national flower, accompanied by the denomination 20C. The design was the work of the talented engraver and sculptor Jan S. van Zyl. His work is renowned for its detail and realism, which continues to be admired by collectors worldwide. What makes the 1993 20-cent coin especially rare is not just its historical significance, but the limited number that were minted. While most coins from that era were produced in large quantities, certain variations of the 1993 20-cent coin were released in extremely limited numbers, possibly due to minting errors or restricted distribution. There are reports of a particular version of this coin having a misaligned die strike, while others may exhibit off-center prints or double strikes. These minting anomalies greatly increase the coin's rarity and desirability in the collector's market. Over the years, numismatists have verified that fewer than a handful of these coins have appeared at major auctions, often in extremely fine or uncirculated condition. This has led to widespread speculation about how many were actually minted and whether any remain in circulation today. Collectors and coin dealers agree that the 1993 20-cent coin is one of South Africa's rarest post-decimal coins. Because of its scarcity, many experienced collectors have never even seen one in person, and ownership is considered a true numismatic achievement. In terms of market value, the coin has seen a dramatic rise in worth over the past 2 decades. High-quality examples, especially those verified by professional grading services, have fetched astronomical prices in private sales and auction houses. Currently, the known highest value attributed to the 1993 South Africa 20-cent coin is $2.8 million. This price was realized during a private auction involving a coin in near-perfect condition with certified grading. Such value is not just due to its metal content, but rather its extreme rarity and historical weight. It's important to understand that not every 1993 20-cent coin will carry such a high value. Most of the coins minted in that year were part of regular circulation. Only specific rare variants, usually identified by experts, reach such extraordinary prices. If you believe you have a 1993 20-cent coin, it is strongly recommended to have it examined by a reputable coin grading service. Authentication, condition, and unique features must be confirmed before it can be given a formal market value. The story of this coin also serves as a reminder of the importance of carefully checking your change. Some of the most valuable coins in the world have been discovered by ordinary people simply examining the coins in their pockets or inherited collections. In South Africa, numismatics has grown steadily as both a hobby and an investment opportunity. Coins like the 1993 20-cent continue to spark interest in new generations of collectors and historians alike. Whether you're a serious collector or a casual enthusiast, this coin 1993 South Africa 20-cent coin history. This coin 1994 South Africa 10-cent coin from South Africa. On the surface, it might appear ordinary, but its background, symbolism, and an astonishing reported value have caught the attention of collectors around the world. The 1994 10-cent South African coin is part of the country's post-apartheid currency series, introduced shortly after South Africa held its first democratic elections. That year marked a powerful transition, as Nelson Mandela became the first black president of the country, symbolizing a new era of hope and reconciliation. This political shift added cultural and historical weight to all 1994 currency issues. Minted by the South African Mint, the coin is struck in bronze-plated steel. It weighs 2.00 grams and measures approximately 16 millimeters in diameter. Its small size belies its significance, especially considering the events surrounding its release. This particular issue was meant for everyday use, but not all examples are created equal, and that's where things get interesting. The obverse of the coin features the South African coat of arms, which was used from 1910 to 2000. This emblem represents the unity of the nation, showing elements such as the lion's supporters, shield, spear, and the motto Ex Unitate Vires, which means unity is strength. It's a powerful symbol of the country's enduring identity and resilience through change. On the reverse, the coin displays an elegant design of the arum lily, a flower native to South Africa. The arum lily is admired for its beauty and simplicity, and it also carries symbolic meanings of purity, rebirth, and peace. Alongside the floral motif, the denomination 10C is inscribed, with clean lines that represent the refined aesthetic of post-apartheid South African coinage. One reason this coin stands out among collectors is the year 1994. Because it marks the birth of a new democratic nation, any official coin bearing this date carries a unique historical significance. While millions were minted for circulation, only a few variations and rare errors have elevated the value of some of these coins to legendary status. Collectors are particularly drawn to certain 1994 10-cent coins that display minting errors. These may include off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet flaws. Such imperfections, combined with the symbolic nature of the year, have made some examples incredibly sought after in numismatic circles. In the world of rare coins, flaws can be more valuable than perfection. Another reason for the rising interest is the increasing global attention on Mandela-era artifacts. Anything connected to the early days of his presidency is treated as an important piece of history. Coins like this one are tangible reminders of a global icon's first steps in transforming a nation. Now, let's talk about value, the most anticipated part of any rare coin discussion. In recent years, a highly rare variant of the 1994 10-cent coin has reportedly been valued at up to $2.5 million US. Yes, you heard that right, $2.5 million. This value is not attributed to just any 10-cent coin from that year, but to a specific era coin that is believed to be extremely limited, possibly a one-of-a-kind piece or part of a very small known batch. This valuation comes from a combination of factors: the symbolic timing of the coin's release, the rarity of its minting era, the historical context of post-apartheid South Africa, and collector demand worldwide. It's important to note that not every 1994 10-cent coin is worth this amount, but certain examples, particularly those with unique minting characteristics, have reached headline-making figures. For the average collector, the standard 1994 10-cent coin still holds modest numismatic value, especially in uncirculated or proof condition. But what transforms an everyday coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure is rarity, provenance, and condition. Coins that are certified by professional grading services and come with documentation of authenticity can command far higher prices. The high-value variant reportedly surfaced in private auctions and international dealer circles, often changing hands quietly among elite collectors. This rarity has increased its mystique, making it one of the most talked-about modern African coins in recent history. Whenever such coins appear, they create a ripple of excitement throughout the numismatic community. For those lucky enough to own a 1994 10-cent coin, it's worth inspecting it closely. Look for irregularities in the strike, thickness, or alignment. If anything seems unusual, it may be worth having it evaluated by a professional numismatist or coin grading service. While the chances are slim, it's not impossible that a rare example could be sitting unnoticed in someone's collection or old change jar. It's also worth remembering that coins like these are more than just money. They are storytellers. They capture the spirit of a time, a people, and a national turning point. The 1994 South African 10-cent coin is not just a piece of metal. It's a piece of history in your hand. Collectors often say that the true value of a coin isn't just in what it's worth on the market, but in the story it tells. The 1994 coin tells a story of transition, of unity after division, and of a country reintroducing itself to the world. For many, that makes it priceless in more ways than one. South Africa's coinage has long been admired for its beauty and symbolism, and the 10-cent coin from this pivotal year stands as a brilliant example. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, coins like this can ignite a lifelong passion for history. This coin, 1994 South Africa 10-cent coin history.